Go.
I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Happy 2025.
Well,
Hello,
that's weird.
everybody. I know it's weird, isn't it? Hi. Welcome back, everybody. Greetings and salutations. How is everybody? Coming up on the show today, I'll let you know what's happening. We're going to catch you guys up on all of our holiday haps. What happened over the past 2 weeks? I cannot believe it's been 2 weeks since we have seen you guys, talked to you guys. Congressman Dan Crenshaw is losing his mind.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We've got some scoop on that. Biden gives awards to really terrible, awful, horrible people. And Meghan Markle is completely tone deaf. All that and so much more coming up on the show today. We're so excited to be here with you guys today.
Everything's normal now. Like it's almost normal. Like there's normalcy returning.
Right. We are both of us are very excited about that. I've missed you.
I know I've missed you.
I miss you so much. And I've missed everybody here. I miss you guys. So very happy to be back and on a routine. I like routine. You know how much I love my routines.
So you usually tell people to check us out.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys check us out. I forgot how to radio and podcast, you guys. It's been 2 weeks of sleeping in. Sleeping in until 5:30 instead of 4:30. You guys, check us out on all of our socials, chicksontheright.com/links. You can check us out on our socials. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Do all the things. All of them.
All the things.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Man, so obviously a lot has happened in 2 weeks. So we can't possibly go into detail on all of the things that have happened over the last 2 weeks, but we can just sort of breeze through some of it, spend some more time on certain things, and just kind of catch up where we left off. I mean, if you watched our last show on December 20th, you know that we ended it on kind of a sad note. With my Ella dog being put down. And so just thank you to everybody for like reaching out and saying all the nice things. That was really, really sweet. She's right there. She's right over there.
She's right there, you guys. She's with all of us forever and ever. I love that she's with all of us, right?
Yeah, she's staying in here. And I did have the surgery. Unfortunately, it's not going well. I'm just going to say it. I'm not walking and it sucks. And I'm in physical therapy and I'm trying to get better, but you just need to know that it's been a sucky recovery so far. So I don't know if I'm going to get a replacement or not. I have to wait for like 4 more weeks to figure out if this is actually going to take. So that's what's going on with my knee.
I just keep reminding her, at least you're not in a blizzard right now.
Exactly.
Right.
I know. Oh my God. When I see the Indiana weather. Oh my God.
You guys, all of y'all in the Midwest, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it's like a huge phallically shaped swath of the country.
Just a big old penis. It is. It's just a penis of snow. You know? It's a snow penis.
It really is a snow penis.
It's a snow penis. And we're really sorry about that because we're not there. We're not there anymore, right? And so when I see it on television, I'm just like, oh, God, we used to live in that. Ew.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the things I know you've said you've slept until 5:30. I've actually gotten up with the sun for the last 2 weeks, which has been, glorious. I feel like that's what humans are meant to do.
Yeah.
So, but it made today really, really hard. Like when that alarm went off, I was like, what?
Yeah. And none of us do that. None of us here do that. All the people that are here in the comments now, what's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, because you do this voluntarily.
Right. You guys do it on purpose. We do it because we want to be here for you. But I mean, like, why are y'all here? We love you.
Man. Yeah, it's early. It is really, really early.
It is.
Okay, so some things that happened in the world during the break. We left not knowing if the government was going to shut down or not. We now know, of course, that it stayed open. So yay. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. There was a really weird fight that took place between many conservatives on X over the break that started with like Vivek and Elon talking about H-1B visas. And it was this crazy ass fight that pitted so many conservatives against one another. And it was exhausting to watch. And so I just checked out of it altogether. Did you get in the midst and grits about that at all? Okay.
I didn't. Nope.
Because I understood both sides of the argument. And so I was just like, I just don't like it that we're fighting with each other.
Yeah,
so
I wasn't.
much.
I'm just conservatives fighting with one another. I wasn't into doing that over the holiday. Just wasn't.
Just not interested in that at all.
Actually, the first week of my holiday, I just checked out of the news entirely. Last week,
Same.
I checked in, and I was there, and I was like getting on Twitter every day. I was doing the things, but the first week, I was like, no news, no news,
not
just
interested.
cookies, just sweets, lots of sweets and pie, no news. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't interested either. In fact, I know there would be times when Ron would be like, "Oh, did you hear that this happened?" And
you're
I'd be like, "Nope," and I don't want to.
You're like, "Shut it down, shut it down for a whole
Not going to pay attention to that."
Right.
Kamala is going to have to certify Trump's presidency today, so that's exciting. We'll see
January
how that goes.
On January 6th, I'd like to point out she has to do
Today
that
is.
on J6. I like. Isn't
That's
that
right.
great? Isn't that delicious? I love that.
And there's all kinds of rumors that Justin Trudeau is going to resign within days. So let's hope that happens. But I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Those are the rumors.
Bless his heart.
So, and then also, of course, there were these really bizarre tragedies, particularly in New Orleans, where there was the terrorist attack where some psychopath ran over a bunch of people, and the NOLA police didn't have barricades up for reasons I cannot explain. And then like within the same day, there was that Cybertruck explosion in Vegas at the Trump Tower. Lots of weird conspiracies floating around about both of those events. And I don't want to get too in the weeds about either of them because there's still so much unknown and so many questions. But I feel like we will be getting into that later in this week. Like we're going to be getting into more of the weeds about that.
Yeah.
When we get
and
more
like the
detail.
Connections, and if there's not connections, or if there are, and the Fort Bragg thing, and like the barrier thing is weird because they're only tested at like 10 miles an hour, and like they're putting the people in charge didn't know there were barriers. I mean, we have leaders in this country who should not be leading. You know, so much of you know. I mean, just watching some of the coverage of this, I'm just like, God, there are morons in charge, you guys. So many morons.
And then just like the question about people calling it a terrorist attack or not, and like the FBI saying, no, it's not. And then the police saying, yes, it was, or vice versa. Like so much just lunacy around that entire incident. Anyway, so we'll get into stuff. We'll get into a little bit of the conversation about the border and how that was immediately brought up, and how these both of these attacks, I guess you can call them that, were perpetrated by American citizens. And so Mayorkas is heavily leaning on that, trying to avoid the discussion about the open border. He's not getting away with it, and we'll have a clip of that later. So that's just a little overview of some of the stuff that went on while we were gone. But there's lots more headlines to get to, and actually fun news to get to too. So we're going to try to keep this show fun. And I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be a hugely long show, because I honestly don't know if I can sit here without moving for more than an hour and a half. We'll see. But like, I swell, you guys. I swell, and I got to get ice. So we'll do our best to make sure that we get everything to you, because we do have a lot to tell you, especially about the Dan Crenshaw stuff. You are definitely going to want to stick around for that drama.
It's going to be lit.
Oh yeah, it's going to be
today.
Also, big fat reminder, because we haven't told you in a couple weeks about how great Ruff Greens is. Oh my gosh. And now Maisie is excited because she gets it all to herself. She's got all the treats. She gets all the Ruff Greens to herself. This is a premium nutritional supplement for your dogs. The great thing about it is this absolute masterpiece put together by naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black is now available for your kitty cats as well. So it's not just a supplement that helps extend the lives of your dogs. It helps your kitty cats too. You can visit ruffgreens.com and use promo code CHICKS to get a free free Jumpstart trial bag. It's a $20 value of Ruff Greens for dogs or for cats. It's Meow Greens for cats. You just pay for shipping. That's it at ruffgreens.com. This is the stuff that gives your dogs all the multivitamins and extras that they need, and your cats, just like humans. You guys take a multivitamin, your dogs need one too, and so do your cats. Ruffgreens.com. Use promo code going away.
Hold on, you were frozen.
I can't make that go away.
Okay, you were frozen just for a second.
Oh,
Okay,
it was me?
Now you're back.
I was
It was
frozen?
you. You were frozen for a second. Now you're okay.
Yeah, but okay, there. I was like, I can't make that
Mhm.
banner go away. It's away. I got it
Yeah.
away. All right.
Hey, listen, I was just going to offer, if you need a little friend for Maisie, I'll be happy to send Coda your way. He can sling slobber all over your new walls. Happy to oblige. He's a total criminal.
Well, and you know what? That's another thing, because you mentioned like all the ways people should follow us at the beginning of the show.
Mhm.
I think I did 2 posts for our insiders and supporters with some like house pictures. And what I had really intended to do was a walkthrough, like a video walkthrough. I can't walk. So that made that really difficult. But
You should
I
make
still
Ron
made,
do it. Make Ron do it. It would be super
and make
fun
him
from his,
narrate.
from his perspective. You should totally make him do it. Yeah.
I should try to get him to do it. I do want to do that at some point for our insiders and supporter groups. I'm going to try, but like it may be a while until I can get around to do that. So anyway, let's get to some headlines, like some fun things too, because there were a lot of just crazy, weird things that happened that we haven't gotten to. Namely, you guys, Catwoman is dead.
Yeah. Don't mess with your face, ladies. Just don't do
Do
it.
not.
Just don't. She was
have
such
all
a
the
beautiful,
surgeries.
beautiful lady when she was younger. Remember? I mean, you
Yeah,
see
well,
pictures
and
of her.
even and the picture on the left when she was younger is after she started effing with her face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was after. She was just a beautiful. She should have just aged. You know what? Can we just
I
make
know.
aging great again? Let's make it great again, shall we?
Mega.
MAGA. Do it.
Also, remember we showed a clip. It was not on our last show of the year, but it was it was shortly before that when Melania was on Fox and Friends and they were asking her if she had ever done the Trump dance. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Cute little clip.
Mhm.
So there is video now of Melania on New Year's Eve at Mar-a-Lago with YMCA playing. And does she do the dance? No. But how does she look this glamorous and classy dancing to YMCA? Look at her.
Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous.
Right? I mean, look
so
at her.
They're so. He looks so happy. Look at him. He's. Can you imagine how happy he is right now after making it through everything he's made it through? And he's just on New Year's and he's like, my wife is hot. She is a legit smoking hottie. And I am going to be president in just a couple days. You know, I made it through all this stuff. He is just, and I was shocked, you know?
Yeah.
And look at me now. Can you imagine just how awesome he felt on New Year's Eve? What a great night that was. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So she doesn't do this. She does this.
She sways. She sways, you guys. That's what classy ladies do. They sway.
I mean, she just looked absolutely stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And here's something exciting. So if you are a Amazon Prime member, which I know a lot of people are, Amazon Prime Video has apparently licensed a documentary about Melania that's going to be streaming on Prime. And this is like obviously with her consent and all of that. But we're gonna see some Melania behind the scenes. So this is kind of exciting.
Yeah,
right?
it is really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I will watch
I
that.
love this. I will totally watch this.
Yep.
What I will not watch is this absolute garbage.
We just want our privacy.
Right?
Just want it, you guys. We just want our privacy. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
Oh my God. And what
a
tone deaf timing, right? Like when there's all these people struggling and like the world is absolutely collapsing around us.
Right.
And she's like, let me make ladybug toast or whatever. I mean, like, what is happening?
In my $40 gajillion mansion in Montecito, you know?
Well,
you
I'm
don't
so
do that?
glad. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you said that because
Uh-huh.
as it turns out, she's not even filming at her own freaking house.
Oh my
Listen to this.
Facing a huge amount of backlash after her newest Netflix series, With Love Meghan, is being exposed and called fake. Now, the reason people are saying this is because the show is centered around her lifestyle where she stays at home and gardens and cooks and uses that as a way to connect with friends. Now, soon after the trailer was released, not only did people start to realize that her $29 million mansion didn't even have a spot to garden, but the show wasn't even recorded in her home. Instead, for the show, she rents a house that already had a massive pre-made garden since she doesn't have her own, and then throughout the show acts as if it's her garden, which she had a big part in raising. And while it's not weird to rent a location for a show, when that show is centered around you gardening and cooking for your friends, to imply that it's yours when it's really not is just weird. Which makes me and a ton of other people believe that the whole core concept of the show is just a total sham.
It's a total sham.
As she is, as Harry is. I mean, just like, shut up and go away already.
Can you even believe
Yeah.
she's not even in her own freaking garden?
She wants to be Martha Stewart. Honey, you're no
So
Martha
bad.
Stewart. You're not. Martha Stewart is legit.
Mhm.
Those were her gardens. Those are her gardens. I mean, it's like, yeah, Martha Stewart is like sitting back going, don't even. Like, no.
God, just,
Take all the
it's
seeds.
just the most obnoxious, self-important.
She's such
bull
a
crap.
narcissist, this woman.
Mhm.
Yeah. God.
Oh my God. Anyway, I will not be
No.
watching any of that.
Will not partake. Yep.
But perhaps you are watching Matt Gaetz's new show. As you know, he's got a new show and he has had some work done, you
Matt
guys.
Gaetz show, the battle for the gavel is heating
Oh.
up with a group of GOP holdouts putting a snag in Speaker Mike Johnson's plans. We'll have Representatives Lauren Boebert, Thomas Massie, and Victoria Spartz on to discuss what they expect for Friday's critical vote. If Chip Roy were asked to serve as chairman of the Rules Committee, would that be enough to get your vote for Mike Johnson?
Oh, no. You can pull all my fingernails out. You can shove bamboo up in them. You can start cutting off my fingers. I am not voting for Mike Johnson tomorrow. And you can take that to the bank.
Okay. First of all, Matt Gaetz looks like he's AI. You know?
Right?
He
does look like AI.
It's very Max Headroomy, isn't it? It's
or
just-
like
it's-
Jude Law in that movie.
Yes.
AI.
So-
Wasn't it
yeah.
called AI? Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah. It was just
Yeah.
very. There's a lot of filler happening there and concealer or something. It's like
And his
something's-
eyes are like almost shut.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
like-
what he's done, but like they're almost shut.
I don't either. Again, you guys, don't mess with your
Don't-
face.
Face.
Don't just let it go. Just let what God gave you come out. It's okay. We'll accept you for who you are. But
That's
just
right.
like don't F with your face.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Thomas Massie.
Yes. What is
What?
he doing?
He was like, he looked like he just woke up. I mean, he lived in a cave for a week.
know. He was like in a frat house, like in a 3-day bender, and he rolls out of bed and he's like, I think I'll just go on Matt Gaetz's show. It's all right. It's fine. Yeah, what he's lost
Well,
some
and he
weight too.
didn't.
He
Yeah,
looks
he
like he's
has.
lost a lot of weight. Yeah.
He did not end up voting for Mike Johnson for speaker, but Mike Johnson did get enough votes
Mhm.
to remain speaker, which
He
is good
did.
because I was not ready for that kind of drama again.
No, we just don't need that kind of drama at the beginning of the year. You know?
Yeah. That's
We
just
just
drama
don't.
we don't want.
No.
Mm-mm. Thank you, but no.
Mhm.
I got the coolest email from one of our followers about HealthyCell's REM sleep. So this is if you've never heard of HealthyCell, first of all, they have supplements for humans. These are human supplements
Mhm.
that come in gel pack form. So instead of having to like hork down a giant tablet or like a pill or a capsule or
Hork it
something,
down. Horking it
you
down.
don't have to
you guys.
hork it down. You get
Mm-mm.
to open up one of these little packets and just squeeze delicious goo into your mouth. And it is all different flavors depending on the kind of supplement you're choosing because they have multivitamins. They have things for like your heart and vascular system,
Your
your
hair.
hair, skin, and nails.
True.
They have all the good stuff. This is for sleeping. And so we got this email from Mike Sassman who says, Hey, Mac and Daisy, I just had to share my experience with REM sleep from HealthyCell. After I turned 40, my sleep sucked. I've been resorting to using ZQuil to get to sleep each night, and I was still up every couple hours. Finally decided to try some of the REM sleep, and wow, I was out like a light in about 30 minutes. And let me tell you, I slept the sleep of 1,000 slumbers. It was wonderful. After 2 good nights of sleep, I'm much more alert and feeling great. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. And we thank you, Mike, for sharing your testimonial. If you want to try this or any of their other amazing products, because by the way, if you're taking the multivitamin, their bioactive multivitamin or their vegan essentials, that absorbs into your system 165% better than a pill or tablet. So visit healthycell.com/chicks and use promo code chicks, and you'll get the REM sleep or whatever you're getting. You'll get 20% off of your first order. Journey to better health with HealthyCell. healthycell.com/chicks. You know, we are not starting 2025 without a clip from Scott Jennings.
That's right. I was waiting for that.
You knew we had to have at least one.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is about the fact that Judge Merchan did not dismiss Trump's case. He is going to be sentenced like on the 10th, I think, of January, which of course is right before inauguration. It is such utter bullcrap. And Scott Jennings has this to say about it.
No actual punishment for it. So should Trump do anything about it?
Well, I mean, I guess he could show up and continue to show what this case was all about in the first place. And that is, it was for a political talking point. This case should have never been brought. It was brought by a partisan prosecutor. If Donald Trump weren't Donald Trump and he weren't running for president, this case would never have been charged with felonies this way. It's complete and total sham. It's a kangaroo court. Of course he's not going to be punished for it, because the only reason they ever did it was so they could try to call him a convicted felon during the election, which they of course did. And then the American people soundly rejected this naked partisan politics. If you're watching New York City news right now, you got people being burned on the subway, folks running around with all kinds of violence in their past and not in jail, and the criminal justice system is being used on Donald Trump. Take a hard look at who you're electing.
He's 150% correct.
Right.
And I love how she's just like, I'm going to look down now because I don't like what he's saying. I don't like it.
Why do we have this guy on CNN?
Right. Right. He's like the one guy that's rational, you know.
He's right, though. And it is utter nonsense that this is happening. But I guess if there is a positive, it's that now finally this case can be put to they can appeal it. They can appeal the verdict. I mean, he was right. They only want to be able to go into the inauguration being able to call Trump a convicted felon. But now that this is not being dismissed, he'll be able to appeal it, and it will get thrown out on appeal because that case was nonsense.
And they learned nothing.
We all know it.
These people learn nothing. It's like he said, we rejected this. We rejected it wholly, and they just keep going with this shit. Like, enough already. The American people have spoken, and they are not listening. Democrats will not learn. And I'm fine with that, because we will continue to win and win and win, and they will continue to lose. And that's fine. But man, they have no self-reflection ability, you know?
I'm not sick of winning.
I'm not sick of
Never
winning.
going to
either.
get sick of winning.
Can't wait to keep winning.
Unfortunately, we do still have several more days of this ridiculous administration, which unfortunately includes the horrible, evil, awful Mayorkas. And a lot of chatter after the New Orleans attack, the terrorist attack. There was a lot of chatter about open borders, which is a thing. And Mayorkas does not want to hear it. Even George Snuffleupagus is saying, hey, do you have anything to say about open borders contributing to the fact that there are now terror cells in the United States? Here is that ridiculous exchange.
In the wake of the New Orleans attack, former President Trump immediately went on True Social and talked about open border policy leading in some ways, suggested it led in some ways to this event, echoed by something that the new Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, also said on Thursday of this week. I want to play that.
The Biden administration has been completely derelict in its duty. The congressional Republicans, we here in the House and the Senate, have repeatedly asked the DHS under the Biden administration about the correlation, the obvious concern about terrorism and the wide open border. The idea that dangerous people were coming here in droves and setting up potentially terrorist cells around the country. We have been ringing the alarms.
Of course, the perpetrator is an American citizen raised in Texas, but how do you respond to that overall argument?
George, let me repeat what you said. The assailant who perpetrated the terrorist attack in New Orleans, was born in the United States, raised in the United States, and served in our armed forces. It is not an issue of the border. With respect to the border, our highest responsibility, and one that we work to fulfill each and every day throughout the Department of Homeland Security, throughout the federal government, is the safety and security of the American people. That is what we have incredibly talented and dedicated individuals doing every day in their careers.
He doesn't give one single crap about the safety and security of the American people. Not one half a crap. He doesn't care. And I'm convinced that there are like thousands of radical Islamic terrorists living in America right now, just waiting for a signal. You can call me crazy. That's fine. You can call me
It's not crazy. It's not crazy at all. In fact, there was Representative Mike Turner was on with Margaret Brennan, who I cannot stand her, but he was on with her on whatever, Face the Nation, I think is the show. And she's asking, are there terror cells? Are they currently in the United States? Here's what he said.
Shortly after that, you said on this program, we have terrorists that are actively working inside the United States that are a threat to Americans. Do you know if there are active terror cells in the United States right now?
Well, I think the issue of cells, and you and I were talking about that at the beginning of the show, are there individuals that are affiliated with ISIS and terrorist groups and organizations that have crossed the border, that are inside the United States? Director Wray, FBI director, has said so. We certainly have intelligence that says so. I agree with his assessment. Jim has also seen it. He's testified before our committee publicly of that fact. Those individuals are working in conjunction with ISIS with the intention of harming Americans. The director has said it directly.
They are known to U.S. intelligence and law enforcement.
And we are working diligently to try to take them down, to prevent them from doing so. And that's why the director is publicly saying such. And that's what the new administration is going to be handed. The fact that these individuals are here, that we need to locate them, we need to remove them, we need to bring them to justice and prevent them from doing harm to America.
I mean, they're working diligently, but they're super distracted by putting people in jail for, I guess being at abortion clinics and stuff. I don't know,
right.
Being pro-life activists and being grandmas at J6, And
all the white supremacy, all the white supremacists.
They're working diligently though. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I think there absolutely are cells here. They're just waiting for, listen, those lunatics play the long game, you guys. And I'm old enough to remember 9/11. A lot of, like my kids, my millennial kids, they don't remember that. Right. A lot of the young people like walking around, they don't remember. We remember that. Right. And they play the long game. They're just going to wait for their signal. And then they don't care about Americans. They hate us. They're just waiting. And so I don't know. I would just stay stay vigilant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stay vigilant and like, make sure you're armed, make sure that you have, the right, I think people just need to be aware that like there are people that are living in our country that don't like us very much.
Yeah. And then you had to send me this absolutely terrifying clip with Sarah Adams, who is on the Sean Ryan show. She is a former targeting officer at the CIA. And the stuff that she said on his show was so alarming, but it is like, to your point,
we have not had a man walk up to a building with a suicide vest on the United States. Americans don't understand this. Al-Qaeda knows this, right? So this is new and innovative, especially now. You don't have to walk upside of the building. You can walk in the building because of the advancement of the vest. The other thing is, in the United States, we haven't had Fideian attackers. So the concept is the terrorist fights to the death. So he's not exactly a suicide bomber, but he will fight till either all of us are dead or all of his people are dead. We think it's going to be a swarming attack, right? Multiple different attacks at one time across multiple cities. We think there will be suicide bombers just because some of the attackers went through suicide bomber training and they have these vests. And then we think there's these Fideian attackers who will carry on until they're killed.
Just rephrase that. So these guys are trained and they are going to fight until they're killed.
Yes. And that matters, right? So I was watching this video and it was a suicide bombing in Kabul years ago. The bomber blew up and then everyone starts moving in. The first responders move in, right? And then another guy walks in and blows up. We know this is a tactic tactic. But if Americans don't understand this as a tactic and don't understand these attackers are going to fight to the death, think about that. Battle's going on. The attacker surrenders. He might have the suicide vest. You know, we let our guard down. That man came to die, right? He's going to fight till he dies or you die. So we can't let our guards down, and they know our weakness. So we have to be very careful that we don't have more people die in these second and third order effects of not knowing their intent.
Yeah, these people are freaking crazy, man. Because they're like, oh, I'm going to get 70 virgins when I die. Really? Okay.
Oh my God.
And this is the thing. This administration has allowed these monsters to just waltz across our border, you know, and then they'll get up on a stage, and the Mayorkases of the world will get up on a stage and tell you, your safety and security is my number one priority. Bullshit.
He also says the border is secure. So
right. They're just, they lie.
Can't trust a thing that comes out of his mouth.
They lie to you. They're not doing their job. And I'm just waiting for it. I don't want to be like negative Nancy, you know what I mean? But I just feel like it's just a matter of time for that to happen.
And the problem is, like she said, they know our weaknesses, and these radical Islamist terrorists are, I mean, look at what is going on in the UK. It is so bad. And one of the weaknesses that they know we have is our compassion and our tolerance and our strength and diversity attitude. It is not a strength, you guys. That is a weakness. And here are numbers to prove it. You also sent me this, and I was like, damn. So it says, despite being 6.5% of the UK population, Muslims represent 67% of terror attacks, 25 to 30% of birth defects due to their cousin marriages, 84% of child gang rapes, 18% of prison population, 12,000 female genital mutilation attendances a year, 44% of Muslims are unemployed, and 27% are in social housing. This is not healthy for any society.
Right. It's not. There's a lot of inbreeding going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good.
And that's data. There's data.
Warning sign.
Yeah. And if you say that data to a lot of people, like on the left, they'll be like, you're Islamophobic.
Right.
You're a racist. You're whatever. I'm just giving you data. And the data doesn't look good.
I would just like to be alive. That's all.
Yeah.
Is that cool? I mean,
precisely.
I am a deathist at this point right now.
Exactly. Right there with you, sister. Yep.
Also, in other world news, Zelensky did an interview where he suggested that a Trump presidency is what could potentially finally end the Ukrainian-Russian war. This was, I thought, really, really interesting of him to say. And I like it. I have to say, I like what he says about Trump's.
It won't be long, because Europe will be looking at us and will be looking at Trump. And by the way, I now see that when I talk about something with Donald Trump, whether we meet in person or we just have a call, all the European leaders always ask, how was it? This shows the influence of Donald Trump. And this has never happened before. With an American president, I tell you from my experience, this also gives you confidence, that he can stop this war.
Yeah, well, because he's his daddy now. Trump is his daddy now. And he knows that, like, daddy's got the purse strings, and hopefully daddy's going to cut him off, because this daddy is not like, let me just keep writing you checks.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that guy. I'm sorry.
I know.
I can't give him any credit.
How many announcements were there over the break of like more money being sent?
I just cannot stand him. And I can't stand any Republican who's given that guy money. I can't.
Yeah. It's inexcusable at this point.
Such
Enough
a
already.
Grift.
Also, you need to be aware of some upcoming Biden speeches. He's going to be making a couple of important speeches before he leaves office. Here's Michael Steele to tell you about each of them.
Biden is set to deliver two major speeches before he leaves office. Two people familiar with the plans exclusively tell NBC News the first speech will focus on foreign policy. will take place when the president returns from his final trip abroad, a trip to Italy, on January 12th. Now, the second speech will be a farewell address to the country. In those remarks, he's expected to share a message about the future and reflect on his decades in public office.
Remember when Michael Steele was like a Republican for 5 seconds? Remember?
Yeah.
We went to an event and we met him and he was.
And we chatted with him and we thought he was a cool cat and like. Yeah.
You called him a cool cat. I was like,
I did
5 bazillion years ago. Yeah. It's so
yeah.
weird.
I mean, he's great. Like he was great to hang. He was RNC chair, you guys,
Right,
when
you
we met
guys.
him. Like
Isn't
it's mind blowing.
It's freaking nuts. And now he's like such a traitor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just, oh God, why? These people are so slimy.
So slimy. Yeah. And in fact, speaking of people like making that flip, I think it was on The Hill that I saw a headline where The Hill talked to Adam Kinzinger and he said, like, it was this big announcement. He
Was
said,
he crying? Was he crying?
I don't know if he was crying, but he said in this article that he aligns more with Democrats than Republicans now. Like this was news.
What a revelation that is.
Right?
Really? Okay. The sky is blue, Adam.
I know. I was like, what? This should not be a headline. We've all known this for months.
Guy.
Hello.
Just somebody give him a hanky and a tampon.
Well, and speaking of things that we have known for months, apparently, I think not this past weekend, but the weekend before on Face the Nation, finally journalists were saying as they were closing out 2024 and discussing how the media should have addressed certain stories more. Finally, journalists were saying, you know what we probably should have focused more attention on is Joe Biden's cognitive decline.
You think?
Like they just all of a sudden are like,
Right.
maybe we should have spent some time on that. And so,
and all of us are like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
Major Garrett had this panel on Face the Nation, and I don't even know what outlet this woman was from. Maybe the Wall Street Journal. I'm not sure. But here is what she said about what stories were missed by the media.
That would be, to me, Joe Biden's obvious cognitive decline that became undeniable in the televised debate.
At the presidential debate with Donald Trump.
Unquestioned. And, you know, it's starting to emerge now that his advisors kind of managed his limitations. It's been reported in the Wall Street Journal for 4 years. And yet he insisted that he could still run for president. We should have much more forcefully questioned whether he was fit for office for another 4 years, which could have led to a primary for the Democrats. It could have changed the scope of the entire election. Yet still, incredibly, we read in the Washington Post that his advisors are saying that he regrets that he dropped out of the race. You know, that he thinks he could have beaten Trump. And I think that is either delusional or they're gaslighting.
President Biden has said repeatedly he was sick during the debate June 27th in Atlanta, and he's always been fine, and he leaves fine.
Are you serious, dude? Are you out of control? I miss the Palmer Pecker panel. It's so much better than the dementia dipshit journalist panel. It's like they get like all these people together and they're like, can we just still make it sound like he's okay?
No. And they're still some of the people on that panel are defending him still.
No, it's just remarkable. God, these people will not stop.
There was, I think it was floating around Twitter that same weekend. So not this past weekend, but the weekend before when that clip happened, there was this like, I think 3-minute long montage of all the people on Joe Biden's team, all these senators, all these Congress people, all kinds of Democrats insisting that whenever they talk to Joe Biden, he's great. He sounds awesome. I have to hurry to catch up with him. You know what I mean? It's like all this nonsense. Like he's so much smarter than I am.
Yeah.
It's all
Sharp
nonsense.
as a tack. Sharp as a tack.
And so amazingly, Kristen Welker decided to do a little bit of journalisming, and she had Chuck Schumer on where she called him out specifically for saying how sharp as a tack Joe Biden was. Here's how that went.
Play you a little bit of something you said last year. Take a look.
I talk to President Biden, regularly, sometimes several times in a week, or usually several times in a week. His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
Leader Schumer, what do you say to Americans who feel as though you and other top Democrats misled them about President Biden's mental acuity.
Look, we didn't. And let's look at President Biden. He's had an amazing record. The legislation we passed, one of the most significant groups of legislation since since Lyndon Johnson's Great Society, putting in 235 judges, a record, and he's a patriot. He's a great guy. And when he stepped down, he did it on his own because he thought it was better not only for the Democratic Party, for America. We should all salute him. We should all salute him.
Do you feel, as we have this conversation today, that President Biden could serve another 4 years had he stayed in the race and potentially won?
Well, I'm not going to speculate. As I said, I think his record is a stellar one, and he'll go down in history as a really outstanding president.
I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to lie to your face. I mean, she plays a video of him lying, and he lies about the lying video.
Right?
Right there to all of us. And then these people want raises.
Yeah, and they want re-elections.
Yeah. And he'll probably get it because people are stupid. This is I just cannot. What's the approval rating of these yahoos? What is it, like -20 now?
It's bad.
Telemarketers are loved more than these people.
I think that's right. I think they're in the teens. I think the approval rating is somewhere in the teens.
Right.
It's not good. It's not good.
You remember when he grilled outside? He pretended to grill in that picture.
That's right, with the cheese.
Yeah.
With the cheese. Yeah.
You remember that picture? This guy.
It was like Elizabeth Warren having a beer in her kitchen and
all
acting
lies.
like that was a regular occurrence.
They're all lies and propaganda. That's what these people are.
My God. Well, there was another panel on CNN, which of course includes Jennings.
He's back, you guys.
I don't know who the woman is who's trying to also defend Joe Biden and talk about how great he is, but he calls her out and then he just goes on a tear and it's absolutely glorious. Watch.
Oh, look, he showed up for the job. He got the work done. I think some of the accomplishments also in the Middle East and foreign policy will also stand the test of time.
You think the Middle East is in better shape today than when he took office?
Well, I think he got our hostages home. I think that's a big deal. I think it's important.
I'm sorry, which hostages?
He's gotten a number of people home. He was able.
There's still 100 people over there.
Oh my!
Including some Americans. Look, I think he's gonna leave office in disgrace. The Hunter Biden pardon was disgraceful. He's going to be remembered largely for inflation and for the disastrous Afghanistan pullout. And I think as we continue to, we're just getting the first draft of this now, but as we continue to learn about the massive cover-up that went on, not about his health, but about his mental acuity, to cover that up, the efforts that were undertaken by the White House staff, by his family, not in the last couple of months, but for all 4 years, I think it's going to be a really ugly chapter. It's a diminished presidency because of it. And I think we still don't know the full extent of what they did to try to hide what they've been doing over in the West Wing.
Yeah. I think Jimmy Carter's family was delighted that he has taken the place of being the worst president in history. That took the heat off of Jimmy Carter. And so people could be like, Jimmy Carter was a fine president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that like Schumer and Pelosi and others continue to say that he's going to go down as one of the greatest presidents ever. They are high.
Totally high. They're drunk.
Oh my God. I mean, it's so absurd on every level.
Yep.
Because remember, who we're dealing with is a man who decides to sing a round of happy birthday to someone without knowing that's someone's name. You guys, behold.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right.
I feel so sorry for that kid.
Oh my God.
I don't know if he is. But listen, it's bad enough when everybody's singing happy birthday to you. Like, let's just get real. It's uncomfortable and awkward. You don't know what to do with your hands. Like when people are singing happy birthdays.
I do. I'm always like,
of course you do, but I don't I feel awkward when people are singing happy birthday. But when you got a guy that smells like poop and Ben Gay standing next to you, doesn't even know your name and he's singing it to you. It's so, you could tell that kid felt so awkward like that.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him.
That was super uncomfortable.
Who was that? Do we even know who that was?
I have no idea. Joe Biden
he
didn't
doesn't
know
either. Yeah, right. Nobody knows.
And so when he doesn't look completely confused or bewildered, he has that rage, right? That just comes out at really inopportune times. Like this moment where he just chopped the head off of a reporter for asking a question.
President, I know more world leaders than any one of you ever met in your whole goddamn life.
Is it coming?
Dang.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it. No, I don't know. Did anybody see it? I didn't see it.
What are you saying to me right now?
I didn't see it. It didn't play. Did anybody see it?
What?
I didn't see
play?
it. It didn't play.
Did you guys not see a video?
No.
Okay, I'm going to try it again.
Try it again.
It's super short. It's like 6 seconds.
Okay, Angela
they
saw it. They saw it. I didn't see it. Why didn't I see it?
Did you blink? You must have.
I
blinked.
did it.
Okay, I'm going to play it again. Are you ready?
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Okay.
Go ahead. All right.
Ever met in your whole goddamn
All right.
life.
I see it.
What
did he say? What did he say?
He said, I'm old enough to have met more leaders than you'll ever know in your whole goddamn life.
God, he is off his rocker. Why are they letting him go out in public? Why are they letting him do that?
I don't know, man, but there's 2 more speeches to come, as you heard from Michael Steele.
Do you remember when our leaders actually had like just a little bit of class? You know what I mean? And we're just so used to this now that like we joke about it. We're like, he's old and he has dementia. It's like, but do you remember when they wouldn't do this?
No, this was an unprecedented shadow presidency. Like it's incredible that we've survived it.
It's a new
honest.
low. It's just the bar is so low now because of him.
Yeah, and now we got Hakeem Jeffries talking about farts.
Impossible. We will fight hard for the freedom to vote.
Eric Swalwell was in the audience going, "Did you call for me? I can fart hard. I can't.
I got it.
I got
it. I think right as we were leaving for vacation, Nancy Pelosi had fallen and she couldn't get up and she had to have a hip replacement. I don't even remember where. She was overseas and I don't even remember what country she was.
She's
Germany,
90 gajillion years old.
Oh yeah, she's super, super old. But for some reason, she decided on her plane ride back to the States that she would make a selfie video talking about how honored she was to serve another term. And she looks absolutely drunk as a skunk, you guys. It's so funny the way that she's like, it's Nancy. And she's like her eyes are almost all the way shut. It's just my favorite thing ever. Check this out.
I'm on my way to Washington to proudly represent the people of San Francisco in Congress. I'm honored to do so, to share our San Francisco values. Thank you for giving me that honor.
Oh my God. Her essence is so death becomes her, is it not?
So death becomes her.
Oh my God. It freaks me out, you guys. There's so much crap in her face injected all over. We got to make aging great again. We really do.
Yeah.
And like the San Francisco thing, what is great about what are her San Francisco values again? What is it? Is it like use drug needles and
pooping in the street?
Poop in the streets and like when, that in the streets when you're not stepping over the homeless.
Right.
Are those San Francisco values? Is that what she's talking about when she talks about
that? And like rice-a-roni, I think. Those are all the San Francisco values.
Right, that's right. That's the treat. Yeah.
Anyway, the way that she looked in that, it made me laugh so hard. And then once she was back, she went on Face the Nation and just said this weird mishmash of words about how women are more ethical than men, but then kind of backtracked. And like nothing she says in this makes sense. See if you can make it make sense. Cause I was like, what are you saying?
Women, women are known to be more, shall we say, ethical than men.
Shall we say?
And so when they go after women candidates, they go after their ethics. Mm-hmm. And they'll say this, that, and the other thing. And then the child comes home from school crying because somebody said a bad thing about mom on TV, and nobody wants that. So hopefully the bright light shining on that will reduce reduce that. But I think that women have proven that they are more ethical, and that they are, well, maybe they're not more ethical, they're all ethical, but that they can withstand that criticism.
God, you know she reeks of bourbon. You know she does. Just reeks of it. That and like Elizabeth Taylor perfume.
Oh my gosh.
You know she does.
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She's so freaking old. But you know what's so awful is that if you get on Twitter and you look at her feed, people love her.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. There are people who are like, oh, we can't wait to have you back. We're so excited to have you do work.
Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, we're so excited for what you do for California. We love you. Like, can't wait to have you back in office. I mean, these people are lunatics. There are
Oh
people.
my God.
People vote for this woman, and they deserve what they get.
That is insane.
Yeah,
especially if you live in San Francisco and you're seeing the just decline of that city.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but they are there. I mean, liberals think this woman is awesome. It's gross.
Yeah, that's wild. That's absolutely wild. Speaking of awful women, Hillary Clinton was one of the people on Joe Biden's list of Presidential Medal of Freedom Awards. And she posted the weirdest thing on her Instagram. I don't exactly know what the message is supposed to be here, but here is what she posted. She posted herself in front of her official portrait and said how it started versus how it's going.
Oh my God. I cannot believe that she got that medal.
I know.
I just can't. I mean,
and it was because she ran for president as a woman. That was why he gave it to her, apparently.
I just, this whole medal thing has become it's just stupid.
Oh, it's real dumb.
Yeah, they've just made a mockery of the whole thing. I mean, I have some fun facts about the medals of freedom. You guys want to hear?
Well, we're going to we have a whole segment about that.
We have a whole segment. Okay, good.
Yeah. So let me just play one more Hillary clip that was taken. Like, she was in a video actually when this photo was taken, and someone asked her for advice for young girls. And her advice was so like pageanty. You know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those, it was like a world peace kind of answer.
Yeah.
That I just thought it was so funny. Check it out.
Secretary, what advice do you have young women out there?
Just believe in your dreams and go as far as hard work and effort will take you.
Oh my God, that is so ridiculous.
Just believe in your dreams.
Believe in yourself. That was a Kamala answer, wasn't it?
Can I show you what it reminded me of?
She looks constipated there too. Didn't she look kind of constipated?
She looked a little constipated. That reminded me of the very first video that I ever saw of Laura Clary, who is now like huge online influencer.
The comedy chick.
This was the best thing that she ever did. Make sure to listen all the way through, because even though there's a long pause where she's quiet, you have to hear the ending. So this is what Hillary reminded me of.
Hey guys, it's me. Just wanted to remind you not to give up on your dreams. Like, even if you want to, just like don't.
That's totally her. That was the exact advice that she just gave young women.
Right.
Also, if you can, marry a governor of Arkansas and a president. And marry a guy that has lots of power, and then you'll be good.
Just follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams, you guys.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I want to hear your fun facts about the medals.
Okay, so some fun facts. All right. So Obama gave out 118 medals of freedom, which is the most for any president in history. Ronald Reagan gave Frank Sinatra one, which I love. Ronald Reagan got the Medal of Freedom from George H.W. Bush. Jimmy Carter got one from Bill Clinton. George W. Gave Anthony Fauci one.
Yes. Seriously?
I know, right? Isn't that the craziest thing? I thought that was kind of weird. I think, hold on, did I mess up? Hold on, because I have some other ones. Is that all I have about that?
Oh, those are good ones.
I think that's all I have on that. Is that all they have on the medals? Oh no. Yeah, that's it. That's like pretty much all I have on the medals. I thought those were some like interesting little factoids. And then I think, is that it? Yeah, that's it. And
Okay.
that's it. I just
Well,
thought those were
here's
some interesting ones.
here's the latest batch of medal recipients. And some of them, you know, seem fine. Most really don't. Like Hillary Clinton, obviously we've already talked about. Magic Johnson. But then most egregiously, George Soros. What in the actual
I don't even know. I don't.
I just can't. And of course, like, I think he's pretty much near death's door. And so it was that creepy little son of his, Alex, that accepted the award on his behalf. And here is that moment. Oh.
Accepting on behalf of George Soros is Alex Soros.
God, I'm so grossed out by this. Ugh. Yeah.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to George Soros.
Last 2 years.
I mean, it's like giving the Medal of Freedom to the devil. It
Right?
lets you know exactly who the Democrat Party stands for and who they stand with. And it's like, if you know a Democrat and they think this is a good idea, how can they defend this?
I don't know. Especially because like once it was announced that he was one of the recipients, this video, this old interview of him started floating around social media. And I was like, this man is a monster. He is a legit monster. And he's open about how little he cares about the fact that he's a monster. I don't know what year this was, but this is George Soros.
Been blamed for financial collapse of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, and Russia.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Are you that powerful?
No, I think there's a great misunderstanding.
The Prime Minister of Malaysia said that the region spent 40 years trying to build up its economy, and along comes a moron like Soros with a lot of money, and it's all over. He called you a criminal.
It's easier for him to blame an outside force. I think that I've been blamed for everything. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't believe in God because you're freaking Satan. Wow. That's why. Oh my God.
God, right?
I don't, it's the Medal of Freedom, right? Like, I don't like, how does
the
this guy,
highest civilian award,
right? How does he embody that? You know, the one that I actually really did I was pretty excited about was when Trump gave it to Rush Limbaugh because he was the GOAT, you guys. I really love that.
And he was so touched by it.
He was
and
so
it meant
touched.
Something to him. George Soros doesn't give a shit.
Right. I mean, it's like, and Obama gave it to people like Tom Hanks and Ellen. And not Obama, but Oprah. And it's just, yeah, I know. This is the thing. It's all the ones he just gave it to a bunch of celebrities, which I know people consider Rush Limbaugh a celebrity, but he did so much more than that. I was pretty excited about that one. He also gave it to Elvis. Remember? Trump gave it to Trump.
Oh, he did? I don't remember that.
He did.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you guys remember that. I thought that was kind of
I did not remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know who accepted it because he's not alive, but
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think was super congratulatory towards George Soros about his Presidential Medal of Freedom Award? Stacey Abrams. She was like, well deserved. Congratulations, with profound gratitude for his contributions to voting rights, economic opportunity, and his dogged insistence that a just society reflect diversity, promote equity, and practice inclusion, American values he champions in word and deed.
He's a commie.
Right.
He's a freaking commie. I just cannot with these people.
Yeah, this
so
was amazing.
Gross.
One of the other egregious nominees, or recipients, I should say, was Liz Cheney. And I think Biden said it's because she put country over party.
Okay.
There was the most awkward, moment where he gives her the plaque or whatever that goes with the medal. And I know that they're getting pictures taken, but she clearly is done and wants to walk away. And he grabs onto her hand and doesn't let go. And here is what that looked like.
Elizabeth L. Cheney for putting the American people over party.
Like, can I have it?
He's like, do I just touch it? Do I not?
Close her eyes.
Hold it? He's like, can I? But it's mine.
Can I have it now? I just want that.
I'm gonna walk away now.
God.
And here's the moment that Hillary got it. Vile.
It's just so gross. Benghazi, the server. I mean, it's gross.
It's super
absolutely
gross.
disgusting. You know, that medal's going to look good with her orange jumpsuit, the one on Liz. Don't you think? You know that Kash Patel is just salivating over that.
Oh
you know,
my gosh.
You know, he totally is. I think that medals look good with jumpsuits, don't you guys? And you know those women love their jumpsuits. They love them. They do. She sold her soul to the devil. And now she's like, you think she would get something for that? You know? Like she didn't make a very good deal with the devil. Because now I think she's just like, dang, I didn't get much. And she didn't even get a glow up. She just seems still so very unhappy. She didn't get anything.
Yeah, well, she didn't reach the office that she wanted. I guess the only thing that she's probably relieved about is that there hasn't yet been a woman president. You know what I mean? In her lifetime, because it would have, even though she says she wanted Kamala to win.
I'm talking about Liz.
Oh, you're talking about Liz.
I'm talking about Liz. But I guess they both probably sold their souls to the devil. But Liz, so much so, just like from going from Republican to basically she became a Democrat. I mean, let's just get real. She said, "Oh, I endorse Kamala for president." She totally sold out. And what did she get for that? What did she get? She got a freaking medal. That's what she got. What a loser this chick is.
She always looks so Eeyore, like the droopy-eyed, like smile, like a sad smile is the best she can muster at any time.
She's a miserable human being in every way.
She's miserable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it is time to tell the Dan Crenshaw story.
God,
and
you guys.
Just a quick reminder for those who missed, was it our last show that we talked about him or the show before that? I don't remember.
But it was a couple shows before, probably.
So we spent a good amount of time showing you an interview that Dan Crenshaw did. And I don't even remember who the interview was with, but he was talking about how Congress needs a raise and how he doesn't practice insider trading. And he was such a complete dick in this interview. And we were talking about how much he has changed over the course of his congressional life. How he used to be. Remember how he even became famous, which was being kind to the guy that made fun of him on SNL? That's how he became a thing.
Yeah, it was. But then, you know, I was not super. I mean, I don't think that we don't make any bones about it. We've talked about him in the past that, you know, when we interviewed him, he wasn't as, we were like, I mean, he was okay, but it was a
disappointment.
We were disappointed. And we've talked about that in the past. We were disappointed. He wasn't like what we thought he was going to be, like a lot of politicians.
Right.
It wasn't a surprise. You know what I mean? So we've talked about, and we're very candid with our people, with our audience. We tell people like it is. And if we meet people and they're not what we thought they were, we say it. And so we do that. And we did that with him.
We did. And he apparently has been picking fights on X and other social media platforms with all kinds of right-wing influencers. Cat Turd is one of them. He's already picked a huge big fat fight with Cat Turd. John Rich simply asked a question after the NOLA terrorist attack about the rifle, because there was apparently, it looked like there was pink stuff on this rifle, and it turned out to be like the reflection of lights or something. But he was just asking a question. Look at what an asshole Dan Crenshaw was to John Rich. This just came out of nowhere. So John Rich says, here's a close-up of the officer's weapon in New Orleans. What is that pink stuff all over his rifle? And Dan Crenshaw says, another useless comment from a one-hit wonder while families are mourning. Sit this one out, John. Stop looking for attention in a time like this.
He just
Why? Why is he so awful?
I don't know. And he came after us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he posted on his Instagram story a 16-second excerpt of our 6.5-minute discussion.
Almost 7
about
minute
him.
discussion. It was 7 minutes we spent on this, and he extrapolated and manipulated that video into 16 seconds,
and tried to make it look like we hate military people.
Right. And so military people started coming after us because if you just watch the 16 seconds, it looks like that.
Yeah.
So he lied. That's a lie. I mean, listen, at this point, he's been reelected. There's a part of me that's like, I hope to God he gets out of office, because at some point, I think he would be really great on CNN, because they manipulate videos there too. I think that's a great place for him. He would fit in really great there.
And he's constantly harping on the media for manipulating and like taking things out of context. And literally that's exactly what he did.
Exactly what he did, to try to paint us as something that we're not. And he's like, I'm going to expose these women for what they are. All we did was call him out for wanting a raise. And the actual crux of that video was completely taken out.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did was he took that 16 seconds and he's like, these people are just saying that you're taking government checks. No, I'm saying that you're taking a government check right now. That's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you're bitching about it. And I have no problem with people taking government checks. Well, I mean, I guess I do with some people taking government checks, but I have no problem with him taking money from the American people as long as he does his job and he doesn't complain about it, which is precisely what he's doing as a congressperson and what he did in that video. And he complained about it in a way that was just so inappropriate, which is why we talked about it. That's what and he got called out from a lot of people. And for some reason, he wants to take it out as a target. I guess we're a really good target. We have been in the past. We've been a nice soft target for people. But when he took that video and he manipulated it into a 13-second clip and put it on his Instagram page, wow. And he doesn't know the slightest thing about our 15-year brand. Not okay, especially from a congressman. Like, how dare you, dude?
And what's wrong with you that you're coming after us? Like it seems like you should have better things to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd like to just reiterate just a couple things about Congress people, okay? Since he didn't get it the first time and maybe other people don't get it. Did you know that Congress people make a base annual salary of $174,000 a year, which is more than 3 times the median American income, okay? And he's bitching about it because he doesn't think he's making enough money.
Because cost of living went up, you guys.
There's more.
Super expensive.
I have more. They get up to 239 days off a year because they average 146.7 legislative days annually since 2001. That's about 1 day of work every 2.5 days. Okay. They get free airport parking. They get a swanky gym membership. They get really great health care that we don't get.
And they're exempt from Obamacare, by the way.
Exempt. Yep. They get better retirement benefits. They get pensions. They get to fly free. They also get death benefits that you and I will never get. Okay. Also, members of the House receive a $900,000 annual allowance for their staff, as well as a $250,000 budget for travel and office expenses paid for entirely by us, the American taxpayer. But Dan feels as though he's entitled to a freaking raise.
Yep.
And he got the mads when he was questioned about it. And then he tried to paint us as something that we're not. Not okay.
Yeah. And so the caption, for those of you listening and not watching, he said, with that 16-second clip that he took out of context, he said, speaking of haters, this is the kind of crazy we constantly get. All veterans should listen to this insane clip. They aren't just talking about my service. They're talking about yours too. Happy to expose the chicks on the right for what they really are.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Again, I do. I hope when he's kicked out of office at some point, because he has no business being a congressman. It's gross. He has no business. I hope that he gets a job at CNN because he would fit in beautifully there, right? And he went to Harvard. He went to Harvard for grad school. If he doesn't like his job and what he makes, he would do great in the private sector. He could make money in the private sector. Go get a job there, Dan. If you don't
I
like
think
your
his book
job,
did really well. Like, I mean, he's done fine.
right?
He's done just fine.
If you don't like the money you're making, go make it in the private sector. Go make it someplace else. Nobody's forcing you to be a congressman.
Yeah, and the way that he's picking fights specifically with conservatives right now is something, man. Every single tweet when he gets into these battles with people, he's super vulgar. He's super, like, he calls people incels and he's dropping all the F, like, he's just out of control right now. He's got a serious rage problem. It is bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre.
Yeah.
And we've seen the change. Like, again, he became famous for kindness to a guy that was making fun of him on SNL. And he reached out to him with kindness. Then he ended up being on SNL with that guy. I can't remember his name. Pete Davidson.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember
so
that.
it's remarkable. Now, because he made this a story, they only stay up for 24 hours. And so the link no longer works, but there was a Twitter account that retweeted it. And so it's out there forever. And maybe we'll respond to it with the full context on Twitter later today.
And they're like a military account, right?
It's not a military account. It's an account that goes after right-wing accounts, essentially.
Yeah.
And just,
but a lot of military people on that account came after us because they saw that 16-second clip and they thought, oh, these chicks hate the military, which that's
so ridiculous.
That sucks because it's not indicative of who we are. And that just pisses me off that this was taken out of context, because when you do look at that 16-second clip, it says, he's taking a government check. Well, he's taken a government check for years, and he has. I mean, there's no lie there. He is taking money from the American taxpayer, but taken out of context, it looks like that's what we're saying about the military. But what I meant was that he's taking it as a congressperson, and he's an ungrateful biatch is what he is. And he's entitled. And you know what he does is he uses his service as sort of a crutch for his entitlement.
Always.
And
he's throwing it in your face every possible chance he gets. Yep.
And that is not okay. I mean, that is just not okay. You don't get to do that. And you also don't get to use your service as an excuse for being an asshole.
Exactly.
You don't get to do that.
It doesn't, your service does not exempt you from criticism, Dan.
Right. It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. I mean, we don't need to explain to you how much we love the military, and we don't need to explain to you how much we love veterans, and we don't need to prove ourselves on that. What we've done for the past 15 years stands, and he's not going to ruin that for us. He's not going to do it. I will not stand for that. This guy is out of control. He doesn't deserve a raise. And just because we said that doesn't mean that he gets to take a clip and manipulate it and try to make us into something that we're not. He can suck it.
Well, so we had quite a conversation about this with our team over the weekend. And Spencer, who you guys all love and listen to at the end of every show, because he's our Indian correspondent, he made this perfect... Like, it's not a meme, I guess, but it's kind of a meme. But he posted this: Dan Crenshaw watching the full 6-minute clip before taking 16 seconds of it out of context.
You love Spencer.
I died. Oh my God.
It was like the best thing ever. It was so great. So great.
It's my favorite thing
right?
ever.
Right?
My absolute favorite. God, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I feel like, listen, there's probably better things to do than come after us.
Yeah.
Which
do
is
your job.
Right. Which is another reason you don't deserve a raise. Dude, do you not get it? Like, self-reflection. Come on.
Especially because we're one of so many people that he's picking fights with.
I know. But we're just like two middle-aged women. We're like easy targets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
crazy.
job is actually to discuss politics and politicians and to criticize where it's due. His job is not to pick fights with conservative podcasters.
Yeah.
Like, get an anger management class, Dan.
Yeah, your job is to actually do the job, which is what we're criticizing that you're not doing, and it doesn't warrant a raise.
Yeah. Anyway,
again, yeah, it did. It happened, you guys. It totally happened.
That was something. Okay, it is time for some My Pillow talks, and then we also have to. We've got some thank yous to give out, not just from today, but from like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my
and
gosh, yes.
we also have we received so many gifts from people that we want to share.
Mhm.
So we'll get to that last, and we'll give hugs for people that don't want to stay for that, but you do want to stay for talks because I have the cutest things, you guys. The cutest. So first of all, there is an account that I follow on Instagram called Openly Gay Animals. I don't even know why it's called that, but they have the cutest videos and cutest pictures of cute creatures that I love. And apparently I don't know who's responsible for making raccoons do finger painting, but somebody made raccoons finger paint, and they are so proud of their creations. And there are little pictures, you guys. Can you even look at the pride?
Oh my gosh.
Look at
Are they trying to insinuate that these raccoons are gay? Is that what they're trying to insinuate? I don't think that they're gay.
I don't think that they're gay, but like they do finger paint. So
That's so cute.
Look at I just love that so much. They're so precious.
Those paintings should get more money than Hunter Biden's.
For real.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Steve, hey Daisy, you should get a raccoon. Happy New Year, Steve.
Also, I know that this is something that I wish I could have taught both of my girls when Ella was still here. Maisie, it's still an issue. Whenever, and people who have dogs probably understand this for sure. So many dogs, when they hear someone at the door, they jump into like absolute protector mode and they bark their heads off, right?
Total mania.
Total insanity. So there's a video of a guy who's trying to teach his dog that not every sound that sounds like a door knock is necessarily a bad thing. And the lesson does not go well. Check this out.
Right, look, this is my hand. This is the desk. Okay, sit down.
He's so cute.
Right, watch. You watching? Idiot.
This.
Oh my God, I love him though.
I know, they're so confused about the knocking
so
sound.
precious. I would totally forgive him. He's so cute.
So cute.
So
now,
cute.
I know it's not Dad Joke Wednesday, but
not
I
yet.
could not resist playing this joke for you guys because I loved this joke. This is such a me joke. And I hope that everybody gets it. If you are a Gen Xer and you loved George Michael back in the day, you'll definitely get it. Because the joke is about George Michael. Here it is.
By my niece.
Okay.
Who's but this is a great joke. Like she came up to me and she said, "Uncle Will, do you want to hear a joke about George Michael?" And I was like, I'm not sure that I do want to hear a joke about George Michael. It feels like I'm going to have to cancel my niece, you know? This feels like edgy material. She said, "What is George Michael like with his stir fry?" And I was like, "I don't know. What is George Michael like with his stir fry?" And she said, "Well, I guess it would be rice." And that is a pretty...
Oh my God, the way that he delivered it was great. I guess it would be right. I'm going to be singing that all day. If I could touch your body. Oh, no, not everybody has got a body like you. Oh,
I love that song. I love that song and I love that joke so much.
I love all of his songs, all of them.
Oh my God.
You guys, now I have to go listen to the song Monkey. And I don't even like monkeys, but I love, why can't you do it?
Why can't you set your monkey free? Speaking of monkeys,
tell me.
I just want to point out that you guys have probably seen and promptly ignored the new Robbie Williams movie trailer.
Oh my God, I totally ignored it. I was like, what is he doing? What?
The fact that this is playing in the United States is so freaking stupid. So you know how much I love him.
I know you adore him. What is the monkey thing? What's happening?
I don't know. So there's a movie, it's a biopic about Robbie Williams. And instead of
Robbie Williams is her, you guys, if you don't know, Robbie Williams is Mock's absolute favorite singer of all space and time. And you probably don't know who he is because he's like a UK dude. She
He's
tried
famous
to
in
get
every other country except America.
And she tried to get me when we first became best friends, like years and years ago. She was like, "You have to love him as much as me." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't." Okay, I like Led Zeppelin. I don't like him. And so we can still be best friends, but I cannot do this. But I just watch her from afar, love this guy. Anyways, there's a movie.
I mean, it's been 25 years that I've loved him, at least, and probably more. And I'm obsessed with him. And I've got like both of his books, and I have every piece of music that he's ever put out ever. Right.
She gave him a lap dance once.
And I saw him in Vegas, and he pulled me up on stage, and it was like one of the greatest days of my life. Anyway, all that said, I fully understand that I am not a typical American. Most Americans have no clue who this guy is.
Yeah.
And yet for some reason, they have created this biopic about him in which instead of him playing himself, because it is about him, the main character is like a CGI monkey version of him.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know. But the point is that they've released this movie in America, and they're playing the trailers during like freaking NFL games.
Yeah,
and the trailer is so stupid and so not of interest to anyone who's not obsessed with him. I would be surprised if like 4 people see this movie.
Yeah,
I can't even see it because it's nowhere. I even told Ron, I was like, "Will you take me to Jacksonville, Florida, to see this movie? Because that's the closest theater to me that I can see it in." And he's like, "I don't want to do that."
Right.
But like, no one's gonna. Who in their right mind is gonna go see this?
Donna
You know what I mean?
Donna wants to see the movie with you. Donna's going to go see it with you. Donna Rogers. She's like the only one in our comments. It's like, I love Robbie. Yeah.
I don't understand it. And I will absolutely see it, whether I have to wait for it or see it in the theater or whatever. I will see it because I love his music and I love his whole story. But like the monkey thing, I do not get it.
Doesn't make any sense. It's all the Ozempic he's been taking. I think it's getting to his brain. Mm-hmm.
Something. I just don't get it. So I had to put that out there. Also, one last talk before we get to thank yous. This was just this moment that it was so sweet that it made me cry. And obviously, Georgia did not have a good outcome for football. They lost in the playoffs to Arizona State, I think it was. And, there were games obviously all week long, all the last 2 weeks. And there was this moment during the Texas game. After the game, because Texas won, and no, it was Arizona State that played Texas. And so there was a moment after the game where Nick Sanders, who is a Texas running back, wanted to console one of the running backs on the ASU team. His name is, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, Cam Scatabo. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
Okay.
And the Texas player asked him at the end of the game if he could pray for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had this moment, you guys. And
Sweet.
Is that not the sweetest thing?
Can you even?
I love it.
Yes, Georgia lost to Notre Dame. I don't know why I got them confused.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought this was such a sweet, sweet moment.
I want to see more of this. I love this so much. That's just the sweetest thing. God bless them.
I love it.
I love it too. And I feel like more and more athletes are starting to do that. They're starting to be more open with their faith, which is so refreshing to see. I want to see more of it. I love these young kids doing this. It's so great.
So great. Gosh, it was so great.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are your talks for today. We do have some thank yous to get to from before break.
So many
and then
thank yous.
Also from locals today. And then also you will do the ones in here today.
In here, yep.
So these were some that came in at the very end, like after the show had already ended on Friday. Jose Rodriguez said, "Take my Tim Pool's balls' money." Raquel S said the gargoyle cat. I remember that TikTok of the weird ass cat.
Yes.
Is an oriental short hair. Merry Christmas to you bunch of jerks. Joan Bacon said, I don't know what that first word is.
Nope.
No, just at like longest day of the year makes you sad. Tomorrow, the shortest day of the year should cheer you up. Okay.
All right.
And that was from Joan. And no, there's so much more. I'll tell you when. Then there's Laura Kate Baker said, "Oh, Mock, I'm so sorry, hon. I love you." That was for Ella. Jose Rodriguez sent another super sticker. Let's see. We also had from Venmo, Robin Teal said, Merry Christmas and hugs and prayers for Mock sitting in the parking lot of the grocery store crying over your precious girl, Ella. Hope you both have a relaxing 2 weeks off. You will be missed. I'm going to go home and hug my golden girls now. It was so sweet. Let's see. We also had, this was from the Ball Pit crew over on Rumble. Living the Gen Life said, my 49th birthday is Monday. Now, this was a couple Mondays ago, and dental surgery next Friday. So prayers needed. Merry Christmas to all the COTR nerds.
Love it.
Let's see. And then on Venmo, I think, yes, Shelly Bolton said, hey, chicks, it's me, the chick with shit to say. You remember me? I've been quiet for a while due to so much crap in life. Hubby finally got his hip replaced and I had just a couple of kidney surgeries, but I've been here all along watching and lurking. Love my chicks. Thank you so much to Shelly. And then over on Locals Today, Judy Flood said, Happy New Year, chicks. Audrey Krause 5 said, yay, you're back. Happy 2025. Bring on January 20th and normalcy in the White House. And then Judy Henderson said, glad you're back. Yay, no more chicks on the right withdrawals.
Love it. Okay, we ready?
All right, you're up. Yep.
All right, C. Douglas, the chicks have come back to roost. I missed you. My mornings didn't feel the same. Thank you. Thompson Canine Services, Happy New Year 2025. Missed you so much. Glad to get back to regular schedule. We are glad too. Laura Kate Baker, I love you, Mock and Daisy. Missed you. We missed y'all too so much. Curio 23, most leaders are now DEI hires. Agreed. And it shows. Bo Mama 8, welcome back. Buckle up. So much to talk about and you've been missed. Curio 23, Mock, you should look into a circulating cold water ice therapy machine for your knee. Worked great on my shoulder. I believe you had one of those.
Yes, I got one from a neighbor on New Year's Day, and I was starting to use it. But then my physical therapist said they want me to do half hour on, half hour off with ice. And so
wax off.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I see the doctor on Thursday. And believe me, I have a lot of questions for him. So yeah, but I do have one of those.
Yeah. Teresa Raimundo, glad you jerks on the right have come back from your hiatus. I am hoping the administration change will keep me from horking down nonsense for another 4 years. Bring on the change.
Did I make up that word? Is that like
horking?
A new word?
I think horking is a mockism. Yeah. SMB 711. Anyone here Trudeau may be resigning today? Yes, we talked about that.
Yeah, we mentioned. I don't know if it'll be today. I just heard that it's going to be within days. So if it's today,
that's great. So great. Lillian, I think it's Galette. So excited you chicks. So excited you chicks are back. Perfect timing. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday. It's going to be a great day because I'm waking up to my favorite chicks and Danish pastries in Solvang, California. Did I pronounce that right? If you know, you know. Love you chicks. God bless. Happy birthday. Andrea Viola, Americans are very comfortable with blatant disrespect. Is that like disrespect from our leaders? I'm assuming is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
My hope is 2025 will be the year of massive intolerance and no mercy for corruptors. Yep, agreed. Curio 23, veteran here, and Dan is an asshat since his first day in Congress. Wonder if anyone asked him if honor is no longer required to be in office. Curio 23, we thank you for your service.
Yes.
And it just pains me
that
he's
you for understanding who we actually are.
Pisses me off, man. Okay. And I think, did we get everybody? I think we got everybody. So we're going to bring it in. And then we have got so many gifts to thank people for. So you can either stick around or you can go, but we're going to do a big old Monday hug. It's a Bernie hug. You guys are bringing it in. Oh, God, that's a good one. Okay. All right. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? What do you want me to do?
Whatever you want.
First? I'll go first. All right. First of all, Via, I got so many things from Via. I know we both have to thank Via for literally she showers our families with gifts. It's not just us, it's our families. So many things. Like I can't even list all the things that she got everybody in my family. There were so many things, but this I gotta say is like my favorite thing that she got me. Okay, I've been using it all morning. I've been using it the whole break, so I love it so much. So Via, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the things and our whole family. You're
too much.
You're literally the third like grandma. You're so wonderful to all of us. So we love you and thank you for everything. The other shout out that I have, I don't know if you guys can see it back there. Look at that quilt. Do you see it?
It's amazing.
There are 4 cows on there. It's from Miss Melody. I lost my mind over that. Amazing. It's gigantic. I could spread it out. It's like, I think it's like a 60 by 80 quilt. It's like massive. It's thick. It's beautiful.
It's so hardy.
Oh my God. I just like, it's gorgeous. Miss Melody, you are unbelievable. I know that she's made quilts for us in the past. That one I have to say is my favorite. I just love it so much. So thank you. I love that. I'm going to put it on my bed. I love it so much. So thank you.
Can I just say really quickly about
Yes.
that the one that she sent me with the monkey on it, one of the boy, because my son had his 2 best friends here for a week of our break, and they all stayed in the carriage house, and that blanket was well loved by the boys.
I love that. And it's just, I mean, just the sweet, it must have taken you forever to make that.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Everybody that
So
sees
talented.
it is like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's just so thoughtful. So thank you so much. I got gift cards from a bunch of people over Christmas. So like your cards, I got cards from people, which were so lovely. I love seeing pictures of your families. Like that means so much to me. It's just so lovely. I got cards from like Brenda Wilson, C.S. Bowser, Judy, Kelly McNutt, the Patricks, Carolyn Everett, the Thompsons, Sandy Kay, the people that just sent me cards of their families. And I love that. Kim Poole gave me a Starbucks card. Thank you. I mean, I use this stuff, you guys. Like the card, the gift cards are so sweet and so thoughtful. Kelly Wiseman gave me a Starbucks card. Shelly Ethington gave me a Crumble card. The Lakins gave me a Chick-fil-A card. Renee Nadeau gave me a Starbucks card. I got fudge from Angela Olsen. It's gone. Mean Jean, she always sends goodies and sent a Starbucks card and a really cute magnet. Carrie Heath sent me this adorable Swim Mom sweatshirt and an ornament. I love it so. I love both of them. In fact, I'm going to be wearing them next weekend because I'm going to Oklahoma for a swim meet. So thank you, Carrie. Alexandra sent coffee, a bracelet, lip balm, a hat. She sent so much stuff. Wanda sent a beautiful heart from Jerusalem, which is so lovely, and some peanut brittle and popcorn that's already been eaten. And then Janice sent a sweet little friend figurine, and Ellen sent a dish towel and some socks. And Robin and Carol Olmsted sent a decal for my car that says FAFO. And then Paula Johnson sent a book. I think it was the book of. I don't think did I get that? No, that was, Paula Johnson sent the Camptono Indie, the photo book. I think you got one of those too. Yeah. And then I got stuff from the Krogsveen family, Marilyn Stout, and Brenda Murphy too. And I just wanted to shout out to all those people. Thank you so much. It's just, you guys are too thoughtful and too wonderful to us, and we don't deserve you. So mwah.
I know, right? Like it's just, I can't.
Too much.
I can't. Now I won't repeat, but
okay,
all of those plus, and some are different, I'm sure. But I think I just want to call out specifically Angela Olsen for that fudge, because you guys,
oh my God,
fudge.com. I am not kidding when I tell you I've never tasted more delicious fudge.
It's
in
amazing.
My life.
Right.
It was amazing. Silkfudge.com.
The peanut butter is like, it's bomb.
Oh my God. All of them were so good. So I wanted to make sure to mention that website. I think you mentioned Janice for the Angel Friend statue.
Yes.
Alexandra, who sent that, all the lip balm, the stuff from Croatia, the raccoon for me. Tim and Beth Simmons sent me a pet memorial wind chime set,
that's so
which is
sweet.
really, really lovely. I haven't decided where I'm thinking about the back porch for those, but I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to put it. I don't know who sent me one of those little figurines that's like the angel holding a dog. And I love it, but it came anonymously. So I don't know who sent that, but thank you to whoever sent that. I love it. Ellen Giver sent me a dog magnet, some socks, and a towel. Kathy Proctor sent me the most gorgeous ornament of a picture of Ella that I didn't even put it. It's so pretty. I didn't even put it on my tree. I have it in my kitchen windowsill forever. Like it's not just a Christmas thing for me. That's staying up forever.
I love that.
And then someone also took a picture of Ella and put her like on a drink bottle. And I don't know who sent that either. That also came anonymously. So I would love to know who to thank for those. And then, yes, thank you to all the people that sent cards and the Starbucks gifts cards. And then Shelly, who sent the Crumble card. I still to this day have never tasted a crumble cookie.
You've got to do it. It's
Well,
like,
so I was worried if there even is one in my new area.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and there's one on Hilton Head Island where I'm going on Thursday for my doctor's appointment follow-up. So we're
you
going to
have to
find
go.
it.
You have
Yeah.
to go.
I'm
And
gonna
they
go.
have different flavors every week.
Oh my God.
Like
How do
they
you
usually,
pick?
they usually have like a chocolate chip that's standard, and then they have different other flavors every week, and they're magnificent.
Oh
You're
my
gonna
God.
die. They're so good. Oh my God. And my daughter
cannot
loves them,
wait.
so we were delighted about that. Yeah. So thank you so much.
And then
Everybody
also, we
should-
just got one more super sticker from Jose, who says, "Morning from Texas. Here's some welcome back money. Just take it."
Thank you guys so much. We are so
Thank you,
delighted to
thank
be
you.
back. Just super happy to be back with you guys on a schedule, able to see you guys every single day. So we hope you have the best Monday, start to the new year, and we will talk to everybody tomorrow. Bye guys.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.